A Very Long Journey for Love. In January 1977, a man was preparing to leave from somewhere in New Delhi, India. His destination was Sweden, 6,000 kilometers away from India, and the reason for his long journey was a woman. This was the story of a 26-year-old street artist named Pradyumna Kumar Mahanandia. He was so talented that his work was featured in local newspapers. However, Mahanandia belonged to the Dalit caste, also known as the Untouchables. Although the caste system had been legally abolished, it was still deeply rooted in Indian society. Among them, nearly 200 million Dalits were not even considered part of the caste system and were treated as less than human. Because of this, no matter how hard he tried, Mahanandia was never given the opportunity to receive formal art education or become a recognized artist. He was deeply frustrated by this harsh reality. Then, one day, a fortune teller told him that he would marry a wealthy woman from a faraway country who was born under the zodiac sign of Leo and had a deep interest in music. At the time, he didn't believe the prophecy. However, a while later, a woman appeared before him. She was a tourist, and he was given the chance to paint her portrait. Strangely, Mahanandia, who usually painted with great skill, kept producing poor-quality portraits of her. He promised to do a proper one next time, and as a result, the woman kept coming back. But every time she returned, he would hand her another ruined painting. Just before her patience ran out, Mahanandia confessed he had deliberately ruined the portraits because he wanted to see her again. So what was really going on? The truth was that he had fallen in love with her at first sight. The woman's name was Charlotte von Schedvin, a 19-year-old student from Sweden. But that wasn't all. Amazingly, Charlotte was born under the sign of Leo, studied piano at university, and came from a wealthy noble family in Sweden that owned over 160,000 square meters of forest. She matched the fortune teller's prophecy exactly. Convinced that she was his destined love, Mahanandia intentionally kept messing up the portraits so that she would keep returning to him. That's how their story began, and as if guided by fate, they fell deeply in love. However, their time together was short-lived. Charlotte had to return to Sweden for her studies. Though Mahanandia longed to be with her, their social status differences made it impossible for him to follow her. Heartbroken, he had no choice but to say goodbye. Yet, he could not forget her, and after 2 years of longing, he made a life-changing decision: he would go to Sweden to see her again. The only problem was that he didn't have the money for a plane ticket. Then, one day, Charlotte was astonished to see Mahanandia standing before her. How was this possible? Unwilling to give up on her, Mahanandia decided to take on an incredible challenge. He would travel 6,000 kilometers to Sweden by bicycle. As soon as he made up his mind, he gathered all the money he had and bought an old, worn-out bicycle. On January 22, 1977, he left New Delhi, India, and began his journey. From dawn till late at night, he pedaled tirelessly, often sleeping on the streets. Along the way, he earned money by drawing portraits, using every opportunity to fund his journey to her. Mahanandia traveled through Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey, and across Europe, finally reaching Borås, Sweden, where Charlotte lived, on May 28. It had taken him exactly 4 months and 6 days. Charlotte was overwhelmed with emotion when she saw the man who had traveled 6,000 kilometers just to be with her. Her parents, deeply moved by his love and dedication, gave their blessing, and the couple officially married. Mahanandia later pursued art studies in Sweden and became a renowned artist, painting portraits of notable figures such as India's vice president and Russian cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova. Their incredible love story, which defied borders and societal expectations, was featured by the BBC in January 2016, spreading worldwide. The man who cycled from India to Sweden for love, now in their 70s, Mahanandia and Charlotte still cherish each other and live happily together to this day.
I said, I will die on the way, or I will meet her next life.
Was today's love story touching? Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you for watching.